Hi, I'm Apurva, and I welcome you all to the second episode of our Welcome LGBTQ Plus at Work campaign. In this series, we'll highlight the crucial role of building inclusive workplaces where every individual, regardless of their sexual orientation or gender identity, feels appreciated, heard, and supported. We are happy to have Dr. Varadharaju Janardhanan, Vice President of HR at Flipkart, join us today. With nearly 30 years of experience in HR, he has worked with startups, mid sized companies, and large multinationals, playing a key role in their growth. He is also an award winning thinker, author, educationist, and a coach who enjoys giving back to the HR and student communities as a speaker, certified executive coach, and mentor for early stage tech startup founders. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Apurva. Thanks for your very generous introduction.
Let me first start by asking you, what policies has your organization implemented to support LGBTQ plus employees?
Yeah, at Flipkart, people remain at the heart of everything that we do, right? And this we consciously work towards in creating an inclusive and progressive work environment. So it's a very people-centric organization. So that's the fundamental of that. Then adding to it is whatever programs, policies that we run, everything revolves around this particular space. Example, if I have to really give you an initiative, we call this a FlexBen program. It's a health and insurance benefits program. So this FlexBen program have been designed to ensure that all the LGBTQAI plus families are eligible.
Wow.
For host of relevant insurance. Very important, they need to have a very relevant insurance and health benefits. That's an example. The second, we introduced period leave policy, right? That grants women and transgender members as an auto-approved leave. They don't have to really goes for an approval. So we felt the need of it, and we said that we would kind of enable this period leave, which is 1 day auto-approved during their menstruation cycle. So that's the second example that I want to really give. The third, being very inclusive organization, we unified our parenting policy, right? That ensures equal support for employees from all walks of life, right? Including biological conception, be it surrogacy or adoption, right? So it's a very unified parenting policy that we do. So, and finally, what is very important when you are embarking into this journey of being a very inclusive and progressive work environment, what is most important is to have a gender neutral washrooms, and we have it in lobbies, in all the on-site facilities, examples such as in gym, restaurants, and all of that, right? So and we also make sure that our employees are encouraged to use inclusive pronouns, right? Be it in their interactions or in check-in forums, or they share information, anything that we really do. So these are few examples that I want to really cite to start with. As we proceed, I can share more examples, Apurva.
I am very happy to know about two of the very important things. One is period leave, and the other is gender neutral washrooms. Because I saw an ad back, a few days, and wherein there was a LGBTQ person who had mentioned that, in India we don't have gender neutral washrooms. So hats off to you, sir, and hats off to Flipkart for pulling this off. And moving on, I would want to know, yes, you have implemented everything at a grassroots level to make them feel comfortable. So what steps has your organization taken to ensure non-discrimination in hiring, specifically for LGBTQ plus employees?
Great question. To start with, we are an equal opportunity employer. It's not that we stated, we also practice it. All our recruitment policies are designed to eliminate biases. Our recruitment process emphasizes on two vectors. One is skill, second is experience over any personal preferences, right? How do we really approach all of this to enable that as an organization, we are very unbiased in our practice? We run a lot of trainings for managers, recruiters, in how to really run this unconscious biases in hiring practice. So that's very important. Unconscious biases in hiring practice. In fact, almost like 80% of our hiring managers and recruiters have actually gone through this module, and which is mandatory for us. So that's very, very important from a process standpoint. Second, we also established an employee resource group, right? And it support networks to empower and offer them a platform for advocacy or community building. So if you just see, like, we live in community, and it's important for an organization to build that community, right? We have seen this, we call this employee resource group, or ERG. We have seen a massive expansion of this ERG in the last 2 years. The number almost doubling, 80% increase in the participation of the ERG. So that's very, very important for us to sustain this practice. And finally, our promotion policies are extremely transparent, and it stems on one vector, which is meritocracy and fairness.
I also want to appreciate, you just mentioned that we live in a community, and so it's very important to make your organization, a reflection of the community we live in. So right now, there's a lot of chatter about mental health. So I would want to ask, do you provide any sort of mental health, support specifically tailored for LGBTQ plus employees?
Yeah, we in fact, as an organization, like, it's a healthy Flipkart as a project that we really run for across board, and specifically for this cohort of people, LGBTQ. Not only the employees, but also their family members have an access of 24/7 counseling. There are expert counselors available, and it's fully sponsored by Flipkart, right? And make sure that they are at the time this cohort needed, right? So that's one very important. The second, I told you earlier that we have this ERG.
Yeah.
So that number is growing, and it really enables people to come together. It's more like a listening circle. So we have something called as a Pride Listening Circle, where people can come, have open dialogue, and share experiences. And this really enables employees from the community to listen and to really share their experiences. Both really happens. And most importantly, provide support to one another, right? And this is a very I would just say, like, safe space and a confidential space, rather, I would say, for this community to come and talk to each other. And this number, again, like, when we say this Pride Listening Circle, this number constantly grows. It only really emphasizes the fact that we as an organization are very inclusive, and is a safe place for people to come and not just disclose their identity, but also their difficulty that they're really going through. An organization is there to really kind of provide the support at the time that they really need.
Okay, in order to create a safe space, you just mentioned that, Flipkart is creating a safe space. Were there any sort of challenges that you faced in fostering a safe and inclusive environment for LGBTQ plus employees?
I would rather talking about challenges, I would like to share our learnings. That's a better way to really do it. The challenges are plenty. So I would just say fostering an inclusive workplace itself is a journey.
Yeah.
And it's a continuous learning. And what we realize, there is no one size fits all approach. Second, just because you have all of this written in your handbook, what is said in the handbook does not help end to end. But what really helps is, like, is your core tenet of awareness, empathy, and sensitivity. So this is what is most important than what is really written in the handbook, right? Then what we always are learning and realization is having a continuous listening platform helped us understand the lived experiences on ground, which really helps us to really evolve, continuous basis, right? So that to us is a very important platform for us to really evolve. With these initiatives, I guess like people find it safe to disclose their identity, and the number is growing each year.
What's your long-term vision? You have shared almost everything, how you have, and it's very commendable, how you and Flipkart have created a safe space for LGBTQ plus employees. So what's your long-term vision for, LGBTQ plus inclusion in your organization?
So again, I just want to go back and emphasize at Flipkart, we are driven by our core values. What is our core values? Core value is ABCINI. A stands for audacity, B for bias for action, C customer first, and we have two I's. The first I is inclusion, second is integrity. Right, it's part of our core value, Apurva, right, where diversity and inclusions is an integral part of our value system, right? So whatever we really do, all our policies, programs, support structures, everything revolves around that. We constantly sensitize leaders, people managers, employees to kind of walk us through the journey, right? It's very important to build that awareness and then sensitize them, make sure the organization is really an inclusive organization.
I completely agree with your point. It's very important to train people managers to understand the intricacies and to understand the sensitivity around the discussion of LGBTQ plus employees. And I'm glad that I got to talk to you about this. And thank you so much, sir. And I'm happy to know that Flipkart has done so much for the LGBTQ plus community, and I hope your voice reaches out to many more organizations who are probably just starting, to make a change.
Absolutely, I think you're running a very, very important podcast. I'm sure this again, you are spreading a lot of awareness. Everything starts with awareness, right?
Yeah.
That's a first step towards any action. My best wishes.
Thank you so much. And it was nice having you, sir.
Likewise, Apurva. Thank you. Pleasure interacting with you.
Same here, sir.